MTG Scoundrels, it's in the cardboard. Ladies and gentlemen, scoundrels of all ages, welcome back to another episode of Modern Weekly. Today on the docket, we have Blue Black Mill against 5-color Omnath. 5-color Omnath, of course, being one of the staples of the format for a long time, though it's kind of recently fallen out of favor. Looks like they're going to 6 here. Starting with a land. Dueling fetches, polluted delta being fetched here. To find an Undercity Sewers, one of the new Surveil lands. Drawing for turn. Oh no, it looks like surveilling, excuse me. Putting Jace in the bin. There's the draw for turn. And there is a preordain. Land for turn and passing. Fetching on the end step, and there is the archive trap. A tale as old as time. Looks like the 5-color player finding a triome here. And we will proceed to mill 13. There's an endurance. Hate to see that get milled over. There is a wrenandsix. Looks like upticking, deciding which land that the 5-color player is going to bring back from the graveyard. Looks like getting a Steam Vents. No, not a Steam Vents, excuse me, a Sacred Foundry. One of those new Galaxy foil ones. Oh, there is a wrenandsix. Land for turn, mill 3. Ooh, hitting 2 solitudes there. And passing. Alright, land for turn. Upticking wrenandsix, getting a land to hand. Looks like getting a fetch to hand. In response to the Blue Black Mill player fetching, the 5-color player evoking the Solitude, exiling the hedroncrab. Looks like finding a tapped watery grave here, bringing us to 18 to 19. Untap and draw. Looks like another crab. This one of the hedron variety. And playing a Scalding Tarn, milling 3. Passing the turn. There is a prismatic ending targeting the hedroncrab. In response, the mill player fetching, finding a tapped watery grave, making the 5-color player mill 3. Looks like this 5-color build is more on the elementals side of things. That's pretty cool. Speaking of, putting the Kahira to hand here. Upticking, putting a land in hand, and passing. Field of Ruin for the mill player. And there is the extirpate. Looks like targeting the endurance. Just checking the deck here to see if there's any more copies. Extirpate, of course, generally being a surgical extraction, except you have to pay 1 mana for it. You can't pay 2 life. Looks like that was the only copy of Endurance in the main deck. Untapping, drawing. Currently at 17 to 19 here. There is an Omnath. Looks like with the draw trigger on the stack, oddly enough, hitting the Triome here with the Field of Ruin. And then, yep, fatal pushing the Omnath. Oddly, I think you could still do that and get the desired effect without letting them get a 4 life point swing here. But granted, I don't think the blue-black mill player really cares about what the life total is. Speaking of, fetching there, bringing us to 17 to 22. The only life total mill cares about is the cards in your library. There is a Visions of Beyond. More than 20 cards in the bin means you get to draw 3 cards off of it. There is another Ruin Crab. And a land drop, milling 3. And a Preordain. Looks like 1 top, 1 bottom there. And passing the turn. There's another Omnath. This time, cast trigger, Field of Ruining, the Triome, in response to that, Leyline Binding targeting the Ruin Crab. Upticking the wrenandsix. Currently at 16 to 26. Looks like I missed a wrenandsix hitting the blue-black player here. It's alright though. Preordain. Two to the bottom, drawing a card. Fractured Sanity. Mill 14. Leaving 4, and then cycling a Fractured Sanity. And that'll be game. Game 1 going to blue-black mill. Thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, be a friend, tell a friend, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you'd like. Tell us what you would like to see in future videos. Of course, in the description below, you can find timestamps for each of the individual games in the match, as well as deck lists. And if you guys are interested in new tokens, definitely check out our friends over at Arcane Artistry. Currently available food, clue, and treasure tokens. And keep an eye on their store, because I know in the future they're planning on bringing us some orc armies and things like that. So definitely keep an eye out and check out their store. Going into sideboarding decisions here, would not be surprised if the 5-color Omnath player, who's really more on like a 5-color elementals build, brings in some more endurances, because that seems to be a key card in this matchup against blue-black mill. Got to be able to put your library back into, or your graveyard back into your library in this matchup. Blue-black mill probably bringing in a couple more pieces of removal. Taking out some of the things that don't work quite as well. For instance, probably a Tasha's Hideous Laughter or two. Alright, getting into game 2 here. It looks like we have Triome and Pass. Undercity Sewers, Surveil. Keeping it on top. Passing the turn. Probably a breeding pool there. Yep, breeding pool, bringing us to 20 to 18. Into a wrenandsix. Wrenandsix upticking. Land for turn. Glimpse the Unthinkable. A mill staple. Alright. Wrenandsix uptick. Finding a Plains. Looks like Surveil land. Keeping it on top. Passing the turn. Field of Ruin. Into a Preordain. Looks like one to the bottom here. One to the top, drawing. And a preordain. Top, and drawing. Passing the turn. There is a land for turn. And there is the Omnath. Uptaking the wrenandsix. Putting a land into hand. Passing the turn. Misty Rainforest. Looks like Field of Ruin, targeting the Triome. Whew, failed to find for the 5-color player. Looks like got us in 1918. Excuse me, 1718. Put the Watery Grave in untapped. And taking 2 more to surgical. Hitting all of the endurances. And another Glimpse the Unthinkable. Well, that makes it a pretty hard spot here for the 5-color player. Oh, there's 3-color Omnath. Don't see that every day. Of course, came out in the same set as Risen Reef. When it ETBs, deals damage to any target based on how many elementals you have in play. Bring us to 13 to 20, then attacking for 4, bringing us to 9 to 20. Down ticking, wrenandsix, bringing us to 8 to 20. Drown in the Loch, killing the Omnath. And Fractured Sanity. "14 cards." And scoops it up from there. Game, set, match. To blue-black mill. Hopefully we'll see more out of this Elementals list in the future. But thank you all so much for watching us here at MTG Scoundrels. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend, leave a comment about the deck you'd like to see next. We'll be here, as always, for another edition of Modern Weekly next week.